Hey, welcome back. We're going to read the last entry for this blog. This is the only MetaMaterials blog that I know of. And not only that, it's a really good blog. You can find this on powerroadmap.substack.com. This is from June the 30th, 2021. So this is the Tesla connection. That's what I'm calling this. I'm trying something new to share my thoughts on MetaMaterials as it goes through the post-merger. The following are short posts I will be making as insights. There are things about the Meta post-merger that make it more challenging to explain on social media. Disclaimer, the following is not financial advice. You need to do your own due diligence, do your own homework. There are risks to trading in the stock market. Let's talk about Elon Musk for a moment. 2 days ago, I made the following post. Actually, I'm going to click on his tweet here so I can see what else he's tweeted. So he says here, Torchlight, MetaMaterials. Speaking of Elon and Meta, as the saying goes, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. So we have here that article that was retweeted, or I should say tweeted, by George Palikaras. And that article, the first line says, and I quote, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. That's from Arthur C. Clarke, the science fiction author. Elon Musk tweeted the very same day that George had tweeted this article, any sufficiently advanced magic is indistinguishable from technology. Okay, so he pretty much reversed what was said in that quote. It's not word for word. He swapped technology with magic. So he's saying it's indistinguishable either way, whether it's advanced technology or advanced magic. You look at Wi-Fi, you look at touch screens, you look at a lot of technology we have today. If you show that to somebody 100 years ago, 200 years ago, they'll call you a witch or a warlock and they'll burn you at the stake. So yeah, it is pretty much like what people would think was magic back then. So 112 people liked this post and 30 people retweeted it. But Elon Musk's retweet was 18,000 and 203 likes, 203,000 likes. How people reacted to this one, this tweet says to me, there are a lot of individuals that want the smoking gun proof of a connection between MetaMaterials and Elon Musk. So let me show you something. Here's an address associated with Tesla, the incubation, Tesla R&D incubation lab that is located on One Research Drive, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, B2Y4M9 in Canada. And here's the address associated with MetaMaterials at the same location, an incubation lab. And it's the exact same one. One Research Drive and a different suite, obviously. Or maybe not. I don't know. Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, B2Y4M9. So same building. So when you read posts on social media insinuating, and even videos like mine, saying that there could be a link between Tesla and MetaMaterials, well, of course there's a link. Institutional business is built on relationships. I have personally been involved with working at the senior management levels for a long time, both within financial services and other capacities throughout my professional career. It is important to understand there are two critical components when dealing at these higher management levels. Everything is based on relationships. The saying, it's who you know, is kind of true. But in big business, if you have a killer product or service and your management and company as a whole are straight up, that is key. It's much easier to develop those relationships at those levels. Actually, I think I read this already, but I'm going to just finish it up. Senior management do not want their reputations tarnished in any way. I think the statement is pretty self-explanatory. When you are in senior management, you move with any company or industry, no matter what it is, based on your own merits, based on your previous relationships that you have developed. But no matter how much someone is a friend or an acquaintance, you need to watch your back, not necessarily in a bad way. You just don't want to have weirdness show up in the future because of a relationship developed today. So listen, Tesla is basically primarily involved with the incubation process of startups at this location. MetaMaterials was involved within the actual incubation process. How do I know that? Because of a Lockheed Martin investment. Again, from 2017, they had a deal where MetaMaterials signed a $5.6 million US dollar agreement with Lockheed Martin. That's their first solar investment in Canada. If you want to read the entire summary, there's a link provided from InnovaCore. MetaMaterials was further developed within an incubator startup facility that includes relationships to Lockheed Martin and Tesla and also Airbus. Now, MetaMaterials itself will be an investor within the same incubation program they were involved in. Do you honestly think that Elon Musk would not meet MetaMaterials senior management or have some type of discussion simply based on the fact MetaMaterials were planning to be listed on the NASDAQ, regardless if it was in person or online video chat, Zoom? And the additional fact, Tesla is directly involved within the incubator that Meta is coming out of. Of course, they would have. It's business. It's called a business relationship. Elon is extremely hands on. Tesla is his baby. Elon created it from nothing and disrupted the entire archaic automotive industry. There have been stories for a long time that he micromanages things intensely to make sure that there is a certain outcome. Look at what he has accomplished. Those type of results are not from someone who lollies. Steve Jobs did the same thing in Apple. But does that mean that MetaMaterial senior management was having a barbecue with Elon in Texas? Probably not. Could they have created a business relationship based on mutual respect? Absolutely. I think, excuse me, all senior management levels are based on building and maintaining relationships. I think having secrecy around a Tesla or a SpaceX relationship is a good thing. Actually, I didn't even think about that. MetaMaterials, I could see them very well having a deal with not just Tesla, but SpaceX, because they could probably use their solar panels for powering up their shuttle and deflecting lasers and such and light. That is something that needs to be timed. You have one shot at letting everyone know, so you want to make it count. That's exactly what George tweeted today. We have potential deals and we can't release it at the time. And with who? Because of the timing, you have to be patient, is what he's saying. Be patient. We have a deal. We just can't release it now. Because if we did, it wouldn't help the stock. You don't install new furniture and install a new kitchen in a house without a roof. Build the roof first and then you can move in. You don't move into a house before it's finished being built. That's not how life works. So with this scenario with MetaMaterials, you don't announce these deals before the stock has been completely processed. Everything's been completed. The dividend's been given out. The assets have been sold off before the dividend. All these things have to take place. They haven't been done yet. So let's not prematurely give up on the stock. You want to successfully complete the merger and the listing on NASDAQ as the first order of business and neutralize any items in the periphery, such as naked shorts. It's complicated. MetaMaterials threw a metaphorically speaking a grenade into the market. I think in the beginning, the comment I made previously on reputation risk was in place, so nothing was said by anyone. But it's going to be different now. After the merger is complete, it is about growth and shareholder value. One other thing. The uproar on social media about the $250 million stock offering and resulting dilution, in my opinion, is short sighted and unnecessary. In my opinion, I think Meta needs capital because they have a large inbound contract. Is it from Tesla or SpaceX? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that. Think about it. MetaMaterials gets listed on NASDAQ. Now they need to show revenue being generated. They need to perform, or their stock value gets squashed like a bug. If the first contract announced is from Tesla or SpaceX, then it would confirm there was a previous relationship between Elon and George Pelikaras. We looked at their tweets. They've been retweeting to each other, sometimes subtle and sometimes very obvious. Is that a relationship? I would probably say 99% that is a relationship. The first contract in my mind will determine how tight the relationship between Elon and George is or was. The first contract will also set the floor for the future perceived value by the market of the company that will be reflected in the Meta share price. In my opinion, this first contract is absolutely critical. They need to hit it out of the park so as to build on that momentum. In my opinion, Meta needs to announce their first contract within 30 days after the NASDAQ listing on June 28th. So, sometime between now and the end of the month, according to this man's opinion, again, doesn't have to go by what he says. In my opinion, my personal opinion, has to be done before April 1st, 2022. If you don't announce a deal by then, that's going to be really hard to come back, I think. If that does not happen, then there is a significant risk that the goodwill and excitement towards Meta will begin to fade. Yeah, I read this already. I'm just going to finish it up. Meta senior management, from what I've seen so far, is highly strategic. Excuse me. In my opinion, the way they roll out the press releases will be just as strategic. That is what I'm watching for. Then you can make some educated assumptions moving forward. I just wanted to add that, I forgot what I was going to add. Anyway, that's what I'm watching for. Okay, the merger process does not happen overnight. However, fundamental positions indicate Meta to be held mid to long term. Meta has zero debt. Zero debt. Let me repeat that. Zero debt. 160 million in cash, and the product line has very high profit margins. If a strategic contract is secured, it will be much easier for them to pivot into other contracts just by the process of leverage. July 6th is the first Catalyst Meta virtual event, and that took place already. The market will readjust the share price once the dust settles. Meta senior management also reserves the right to make adjustments within a specified time frame after merger for price stabilization purposes. You may not know that. I will talk more about Elon Musk and Meta in upcoming posts. I plan to do some comparison in future posts between GameStop and AMC options, trading contracts, that is, holding and trading patterns, and how certain elements may apply to Meta moving forward. And he's going to continue doing that. So I very much appreciate this blog from Leszek Kowalski. I don't know what to say about this. I'm just going to review it one more time to gather my thoughts and hopefully share what I wanted to say before I lost my train of thought. So yeah, Elon is very hands-on. And yeah, I was going to say this is what my train of thought was. I just got it back. So regardless whether this deal materializes or not, whether there is a MetaMaterials and Tesla connection is not important. Not that it is not significant. I'm meaning what I'm trying to say is what I mean is we don't need it. It's not needed for Meta to go up. If they have a deal, it will go up. But if it doesn't come to pass, if this deal with Tesla does not happen, it's not a big loss because they still have potential deals and have already done deals with 2 of 7 of the largest aerospace corporations in the world. They've had deals with Airbus and Lockheed Martin. That's only going to invite more interest from Northrop Grumman, Boeing, General Dynamics, BAE, and Raytheon, and many others that are in that field because Meta is the only game in town. They have a monopoly, a virtual monopoly on the metamaterial sector. It is one of the sectors that have one of the greatest potentials for growth. You have the EV sector, you've got crypto, and metamaterials is in that same category of very big sectors that will be exploding. I mean, EV is already exploding. It's in its infancy still. I see that as a potential $1 trillion industry. Crypto already is a $1 trillion industry. Metamaterials could be uh, in that same category. Right now, technically, they are a $1 billion industry, but George Palikaras and other people, such as Leszek Kowalski there from this blog, is saying this is a potential $100 billion company sector, I should say, $100 billion sector, and possibly getting into the trillions. But we'll see. Will the U.S. federal government, Department of Defense, and other governments, such as the German government and other forward-thinking governments that want to strengthen their military, their aerospace, and aviation divisions, that want to get a head start on the absolute cutting edge of solar technology, the cutting edge of 5G technology, the cutting edge of uh, chip making. So many possible applications when it comes to metamaterials. I didn't even talk about the medical sector. And just that announcement of they completed their 24-month testing period for the wireless and also non-invasive blood sugar monitoring system that has been proven to work. They're just going to do more testing now in actual practical settings, such as nursing homes and people living in their own homes, and seeing uh, is this going to be ready to be released in the mass market. Future is looking very bright for metamaterials. Yes, lately in the last 2 weeks, we've been taking a hit from the short sellers, naked shorts, hedge funds, but they have enough research. They're just looking at this like any other stock. They're thinking this is an oil and gas company. They're thinking we can do this as long as we want. They'll never release a dividend. You know, this reverse stock split doesn't matter to us. We never will have to cover our positions. They're dead wrong. They're dead wrong, and they're going to pay big time once the stock takes off. It'll become potentially the next Tesla. This could be the next Tesla. They shorted Tesla for a very long time. It took that stock at least 3 years to start to explode, and then another 7 years to really go astronomical into supernova, going uh, into the stratosphere, like that movie by Christopher Nolan. I forgot the name now. It's not Hyperspeed, but Interstellar. To really go interstellar into the $1,000 range, and then do a stock split, and then go right back up from 400 right back up to 1,000 again. Pretty much it went to 800, 900. I mean, that's a beast, and metamaterials could very much replicate that. I'm not saying it's going to 1,000, but I'm saying we're going to see this really take off once the shackles are removed, meaning the short sellers, naked shorts, all that manipulation has kind of loosened its hold. Yeah, they'll come back. I'm sure the shorts always do come back, but they're going to be a lot more careful once they get burned. After they get burned, they're going to be thinking, I better be careful with metamaterials because we lost billions of dollars from that company because it exploded and we had to cover a short. So that's all I have for this live stream. Thank you for your time. Uh, we'll see what happens. Time will tell. But again, I'm going to set some dates because dates were given. December 28th, 2021 was a date given to us from MetaMaterials themselves, saying this is the absolute latest where the torchlight assets from their oil and gas uh, need to be sold off completely, 100%. Therefore, the dividend will then be given out in full in the days and weeks after that. I give them, again, a 3-month grace period. I'm not sure how long it normally takes, but let's just give him a quarter, give him 3 months. So that would be by March 31st, 2022, meaning April 1st, 2022. I guarantee you I don't like to guarantee, but I'm going to guarantee this. If it is not above $4, if it's not at $4.01 or more, I will delete this channel and I'll just stop covering the stock market. I mean, I'm not going to stop investing, but I'm just going to stop covering it on a YouTube capacity. So that's all I have for you today. I don't know what else to say about this. Really, is really pretty much done this stock to death for today, and covered all possible angles. Looked at all the speculation, all the news, all the facts, and I looked at this man's Twitter. I'm going to look at that right before I close here. So his Twitter handle is looking at what he's saying here. He's also bullish on Lucid, so we're very much in the same kind of mentality. We're looking at Lucid Motors. We're looking at MetaMaterials. I still hold a position in Lucid, aka CCIV. They haven't fully merged yet. So let's look at what he tweeted. Last tweet was July 10th, which is 2 days ago. So he tweeted a couple of things there. So I'm going to open that. The first tweet from July 10th says it is a email from Ortex. It says Ortex support to me. Hello, it is clear from NASDAQ they consider the shorts information from Torchlight is transferable to Meta, as they have moved historic information about Torchlight to Meta. We've done the same for data up to including the 25th. The problem is we are currently receiving daily data from prime brokers for Torchlight, but not yet for Meta. So by transferring the live data feed across to Meta, it would give the appearance the shorts are covering. Well, this is probably not the case. The shorts position in Torchlight is dropping significantly more. It more likely reflects stockbrokers returning Torchlight stock and reborrowing it as Meta. We are actively pursuing this with our partners to try to resolve this particular situation, and they've updated the data as follows. Okay, so there's some things that have to be worked out. The dust has not settled by any means. We still have a lot of time and things that have to be processed in completion. His second tweet from 2 days ago, Walski says here, I bought the bulk of MetaMaterials post-merger, but my initial investment was pre-merger, Torchlight. I've managed to average down into the $6 by buying dips. The same hedge fund strategy for AMC is in MetaMaterials. I'm a holder of both. I also hold GameStop. I'm sharing my initial entry into AMC as it is relevant to our current situation. I bought in AMC initially at $9 per share. We rose to $14.50 soon after, then a huge drop to $8.50. At this point, we were being smothered with shill/bot comments such as squeeze over and bag holder and other things like, oh, you're going to lose all your money, to the point that I started questioning my own due diligence or deep dive. Shorts hammered us. I held. I turned off the noise because I knew what I was holding. Why would shorts pay so much attention to a stock that had no value? Because they needed our shares and they needed them cheap. I'm not letting hedgies, shorts tell me the price of MetaMaterials. I know what I'm holding. I have what they need. I don't give a damn what Ortex, Fintel, etc. says. I look forward to the next few weeks as well as the long-term prospects of this company. MetaMaterials has a few things early that AMC did not. Number one, no negative media coverage. Daily Seeking Alpha, Market Watch, etc. They posted avoid AMC hit pieces. That's what the mainstream media did. Number two, this is what MetaMaterials has that AMC did not have. A squeeze on the horizon. How big? No idea. But MetaMaterials/Torchlight has done what we, GameStop and AMC shareholders, have been asking for. They have released a special dividend, preferred share, crypto, anything other than a straight up cash dividend. GameStop and AMC knows the significance of this. I wish more MetaMaterials shareholders understood it. I look forward to battling it out with you all Monday. Have a good weekend. So he's right. AMC and GameStop did not have, number one, a dividend. They did not have a merger, and they did not have a stock split, reverse or regular, it doesn't matter. If they just had one of those, short sellers, hedge funds would have to cover the shorts. But because of the complexities of this merger, uh, Meta being a Canadian company, Torchlight being an American company, Meta being a tech company, Torchlight being an oil and gas company, and one of the biggest factors is that dividend cannot be, I repeat, it cannot be distributed and given out until all the assets have been sold off, which again, the date has been given to us in from MetaMaterials themselves, saying December 28th is the absolute latest date in which the assets need to be sold off. So after that point, after that day, uh, you won't have to worry about that. You just have to think about, okay, uh, how long will it take for the dividend to be given out? So yeah, they're running around these mice, these shareholders, these short sellers, these naked short sellers, these hedge funds. They are dancing around right now. They're celebrating, but that's only temporary. This is not going to last and stay at these levels. Could this go lower below $4? It did. It went to 380, I think 388. Can it go down to 3? It very well could. It could go down to 0, but I don't see that as being realistic. I did my research. I looked at the historical chart. The lowest it's going to personally is $2, $2 to $3. If it goes down below 3, it's going to 2. If it goes down below 2, it's going to 1. And I don't see it going that much further. I see the support as being 4, really good support, or just about that range, 388 to 4. But anyhow, it's not going to stay here for very long at this level. We'll see what happens throughout the course of the week. This is only Monday. We still have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We still got 4 trading days left. And for this to go, I mean, if we stay below $4 for the rest of the week and we don't have a day above $4, then I'd be concerned. I would say, you know what, there might be a problem here. But it's only 1 week. It's only 1 week out of the big picture of looking at, the next 6 months, the next 1 year, the next 5 years. I know what I bought into. I know the stock is worth way more than $4. It's worth closer to $20 at minimum. Maximum, there really is no maximum. It could be worth 1,000, just like Tesla. Who knows? Realistically, again, a year from now, I see this going to double digits, maybe 10, 20, maybe 40. 5 years from now, it could be $100. It could be at that point in time, 5 years from now, which is 2026. But time will tell. That's why this is a long game. This is a game of patience. It is a test of your self control. It is also uh, demanding that you do your research. Don't just believe anybody on the internet or some blog or some YouTube channel. Do your research, do your homework, go to their website, go to MetaMaterials website and look at what they're about. That's very, very important. MetaMaterial.com. There, and look at their board of directors, look at their products, look at the comments made by Airbus, by uh, not Northrop Grumman, but the other one, Lockheed Martin. They've left comments on their website from the CEOs of these companies. I don't have such feedback. AMC and GameStop don't have feedback from Airbus and Lockheed Martin. Those are 2 of the biggest aerospace aviation companies on the planet. They're in the Fortune 200. They've got a lot going for them. They've got funding indirectly from the federal government, the US federal government, from the Department of Defense. You don't bet against the government. Once again, I wouldn't bet against them. If I was a short seller, if I was a hedge fund, I would not bet against MetaMaterial because I know I'm going to eventually lose a lot of money. And you know what? They're playing with fire right now, and to their own destruction. You know, they haven't learned the lesson with AMC. They haven't learned the lesson with GameStop, and that's fine by me. If they want to go bankrupt and they want to shut down, more hedge funds want to go out of business and shut down. That's up to them. It's not something that you can't force them to make wise decisions and to go along. But be it is what it is. Be come what may. Uh, but I know I'm going to hold this stock for at least the very minimum by January 1st, 2022. But again, I'm going to give it that grace period. So April 1st, 2022, I look forward to the stock doing, gangbusters. Uh, when you take into account a potential stock market crash, which is looming, and I'm going to predict that this stock market crash is most likely going to happen in the fall, around August, September, October, around that time. This year, 2021, we might see a stock market crash. What will happen to GameStop and AMC and MetaMaterials? I think they will be affected more so AMC and GameStop because they already experienced the squeeze in some form or another. It's maybe not the mother of all short squeezes, but it did experience a short squeeze. That is undeniable when AMC went up to $60 per share. MetaMaterials has been shorted to oblivion. It's being shorted to such a degree, frankly, it's ridiculous. It reminds me very much of GameStop and AMC. So I don't foresee this price of $4. I don't foresee it going any lower. I actually foresee it going higher in the event of a stock market crash, because that means the shorts will have to cover their positions. They're going to have to bail out, and so all that pressure that they've been putting, the downward pressure, keeping the stock artificially low, will be released. Their shackles will be removed. The stock will go right back up to double digits, $10, and then eventually $20. And you know what? It's going to be a very good day when that happens. A very good season. So thank you very much for your time. That's all I have for this live stream. Just wanted to read that article and got into a bit of discussion on metamaterials. That was almost inevitable. I do very much, I very much believe in this company, and I did my homework. So yeah, I also encourage you to do the same. Um, I currently hold, I'm not going to say how many, but at least 1,000 shares. And I'm averaging, well, before today, I was averaging $9 something. Now I'm averaging around $5 because of this dip. So I'm very much, I'm very happy for this dip because I'm averaging down. Whereas I was at a big loss from $9 to 4. Now I'm only at a loss of maybe $1 now, from $5 something to where we're at. So this is biting, this is doing very well for me. And I hope you bought the dip too. Um, this may never go back down to $4 again. I don't know. I mean, not never, but it may not go down to this level for a long time. Once it recovers and big news catalysts are released, who knows what will happen? But it looks like the support is very strong for metamaterials between $3 to $4. And if you really wanted to get this at 2, you could probably get it for that, but you have to wait a long time, and the perfect storm has to brew. But I'm thinking realistic support is around 280 to $4 where we're at right now. That's why I did decide to buy a significant amount of shares today, to the point that I averaged down almost half of what the share is valued at. I was averaging at 9. Now I'm at closer to 5. So thank you very much for your time. May God bless you, and God bless your investments. Till next time.